Mark Connolly and Rick Ray are registered representatives and financial advisors with Park Avenue Securities, a registered broker deal and investment advisor. The information you will hear on this show is for information purposes only, and individual situations vary. The information should be relied upon only when coordinated with individual professional advice.
Do you think there are forces out there that are keeping you from achieving your financial goals? Deep in your heart, do you believe the game may be rigged against you? If you do, you need to listen to Big Money, Big Daddy with Mark Connolly and Rick Ray. They'll teach you how to avoid Big Daddy's wealth-destroying tactics. The Big Money, Big Daddy show starts right now.
All right, it's the Big Money, Big Daddy show. We got Dale Pieper and myself, Mark Conley, here today, and we've got a big show where we're going to talk about who out there is interested in becoming a millionaire. Who wants to be a millionaire, right? That's the...
I do.
So, I mean, how awesome can it be that in the next 45 minutes, we're going to tell you exactly how to be a millionaire. And we're also going to get some good information for those of you who are already millionaires of how to make sure that you stay a millionaire. So we've got a fantastic show. We hope everybody has enjoyed football season, getting into the swing of things. We've got everything going now.
And hunting season.
I don't mention hunting season too often. I'm not out there just trying to kill stuff every weekend.
You're an animal lover.
I eat the meat. I like it to be served. It's really nice and pretty. And but yes, and hunting season, of course, Dale. I'm sorry. So we've got, college football, we've got pro football, we've got hunting, pro killing.
We've got Christmas in a couple months.
Well, I know they've already started putting out the Christmas trees.
I noticed
and
that. I was at Lowe's the other day, and they had all the Halloween stuff, so that's understandable. But
yeah, it's kind of
see some Christmas stuff out, and that's
what is it? Hallowismus?
Yeah, Hallowismus.
That's pretty good stuff. All right. Well, a couple of housekeeping items for everybody out there. We've got an upcoming event that's going to be big time. You need to be there, and I think it's almost already full. So if you're interested in getting information on our upcoming event, which is September 22nd, we're going to be talking about the 7 deadly mistakes that investors make. You just need to text the keyword daddy to 72727.
Speaking of steaks, it'll be at Perry's.
Oh, yeah. I
said mistakes.
I meant mistakes. If I said steaks, it could have been because it is at Perry's with steaks. I got you. So anyways, where was I at? Oh, I was telling everybody you got to text the keyword daddy to 72727. Text daddy to 72727, or you can just email us, bmbd@wealthdesigngroup.net. Call us, 713-826-0426, 713-826-0426. And everybody out there, please go to the Big Money Big Daddy Facebook page and like us, because we are making all kinds of announcements on there, not only about upcoming events, but things going on, information that you need to know, especially if you want to be a millionaire. And
you can post a picture of your $1 million.
Oh, yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The $1 million, it's not that much. It's kind of like in a briefcase now.
Gold bullion.
Yeah. I still wonder what was in the briefcase of the movie Pulp Fiction. It holds it open. It's got the gold look to it. I don't know. Maybe there was $1 million in there.
Could be.
Some people say it was a soul or something. I don't know. I don't know what the whole...
No, I think briefcase. And I think of the show Deal or No Deal.
Oh, yeah.
They'd always open the briefcase.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Dale, let's just start this off. Since we're talking about becoming a millionaire and exactly how to do it, and we're going to nail all the information you need to know in 45 minutes, tell me, Dale, what would you do with $1 million? Someone gave you $1 million, came in here and into the studio and gave you $1 million right now.
They gave me $1 million.
Yep.
I'm sure I'd have to pay some taxes.
Oh, now you're going to get all financial planning technical on the deal?
Well, I mean, okay, if it was under the table. let's
Yeah,
assume
it's
that-
like a secret deal, right? And then I'll ask you for part of it,
All
or I'll
right,
tell the IRS.
I'd give my 10% to the church. I'd say I'd save 20%, but if I got $1 million, I'm probably going to keep quite a bit of that. I'm not a wild spender, so I'm gonna use most of it for retirement. I'd probably use some of it to pay for my daughter's college. I got 2 girls. I got 2 weddings. I mean, that $1 million could go quick.
Yeah, I mean,
Come to think of it,
it's all gone.
I might need $2 million.
Well, you're like giving like a real answer here. I was like, ooh, I'll just go I'll get like a new RV, take it to all my Aggie games, take it to the Texans.
Yeah.
We could have a lot of fun with that. But, you're given the actual answer of what you do. And I guess the bigger question is $1 million. It's a substantial amount of money. Now, depending on how much income you need, that will depend on if that is enough for you. And everybody's going to be different. If you won the lottery, right, and let's say you got to scratch one of the scratch-off ones, so we're not talking about the $50 million. If you just won $1 million, one of the questions you got to ask yourself is, what kind of income would that generate? I mean, could I even really quit work? For a lot of people, the answer is no, and for some of you out there, the answer might be yes. So it just depends on your lifestyle. If according to what Dale just went through, he wouldn't be quitting work. But we did kind of look up here on Yahoo Finance, and it had the odds to win the lottery are 1 in 175 million. So I don't think that's a good plan for getting at least to $1 million.
What we should have looked up in addition to that is when you do win the lottery, how many people are left? Like, they're actually smart with their money.
It's not, they got that whole show.
I know, yeah.
I mean, it's amazing no matter how much money they win, because they don't look at it as, I take this money, I do prudent financial planning, I invest it in these different buckets, and then I generate an income stream, and whatever the income stream is actually what you spend. They just look at the big number. It's kind of like life insurance if you think about it. People, when people buy life insurance to protect their family, sometimes they get $1 million policy, and they say, well, my family would get $1 million if I died, they're going to be fine. Well, until you say what you just said earlier, weddings, college, if you have a spouse that you want to be able to, continue to be there to support the kids and not have to work, 60, 70 hours a week. $1 million, you take 5%. Yeah, that's $50,000 a year. Great. If you're making $50,000 a year, you have fully insured yourself. Your family is fully protected, even in the event that you died. Of course, they would be sad, but I'm talking financially speaking right now. Well, we think they'd be sad. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they might have had you killed. I don't know.
But the issue would be that would generate that, $50,000 per year. So if you're making $50,000, great. But if you were bringing $500,000 home to the family a year, wow, that's a whole different life they're going to have there without you. So I'm not for sure that you really did desire for them. But, we're not covering life insurance. We're talking about how to get to $1 million. But I thought that it applied because I thought it was very interesting that you've got to not only think of what the actual number is, 1 million, but you also need to think of the income that generates. But I am sure there are plenty of people listening to this that want to get to the 1 million mark. That's where you got to get there first, right? And so we were curious. So we looked on the annual World Wealth Report. This is a Merrill Lynch, and it had there's 3.1 million millionaires in the United States. So that's about 1 in 100 people. Thought that was kind of cool. So you can go start knocking on your doors, your neighbors.
They got the book. It's The Millionaire Next Door.
Yes, they do. And, I guess the question is, and what some of the data showed us is we were just wondering, how do they get all that money? What are the different ways that people accumulated wealth? Well, about a third of them own their own business. So, we have business owners and entrepreneurs on this show all the time, and we think that's always cool to hear their story about the struggles they've gone through, how they finally made it, and how they had success. So if anybody's listening, if a third of the millionaires out there own their own business, well, either if you own your own business, maybe you're on track, or if you don't, maybe that's something you want to do, because that is a way to grow wealth. So we've got a third of the millionaires, but another third of them, they actually have some type of professional practice, or they work in the corporate world. So apparently you can do it that way too. So it's not just the business owners.
I was way off on this next one. I would have thought it was way higher.
Which one is that? Oh, you're looking at the data? Yeah.
Yeah. So 5% of millionaires only, they inherited their wealth, which I thought that number would have been a lot higher. So I was shocked when I saw that was actually a really low number. Because I think about it, how do you get $1 million really quickly? Typically, like you said, someone dies and you either inherit, maybe they had a life insurance policy, or maybe they just had a lot of assets and that you didn't even know they were a millionaire. So they were one of those millionaires next door that we just talked about. But I was surprised.
Yeah, it's only 5%. So we always think people that have $1 million, oh, they must have inherited. Their parents must have had money, and it's normally not true.
Right.
Most people build their $1 million on their own, and guess what? That means you can too. So you're listening to this. This is very much in the realm of possibility, and we're going to show you some simple measures that you could take that don't require hitting the lottery, don't require you starting this business that just booms into the next publicly traded company. It doesn't need to be Google or a Facebook. None of that's, now that's for the billionaires. That's how we can do a show on the billionaires. But not for $1 million. If only 5% of them inherited that. And that probably is interesting, because even the ones that inherit money probably falls right in line with the shows of the people that won the lotto, and it's normally gone. That's why so many businesses, and part of the reason we talk about business exit planning on our show, is most businesses, once someone dies, they don't even make it to the next generation, because when that wealth is inherited, people that weren't there helping build it don't know how to help it continue to grow and cash flow, and that's why those things get lost. And that's why, if you are a business owner out there, yeah, you're on track to do some great things. Yeah, that's wonderful. But if you put together a business exit strategy, I don't care if you're not planning on exiting for 20 more years, start putting a strategy in place, and always keep all the options on the table, whether you sell the business at some point, and whether you sell it to maybe a competitor or internally, or something happens to you. Maybe you just get sick or hurt, and you just get older in age and you can't run the way you used to run to make it work. And those are the types of things you need to put in place. Or if there was a death, like we were giving an example, and that's a big part of the planning that we do. So just keep that in mind.
That should also tell you, if you're planning on an inheritance to take care of your retirement plan, that's probably not going to happen.
No. We should look up the odds of that working out.
Yeah. Or at least if you think it's going to be $1 million and that's going to solve all your problems, it actually may be a lot less.
It's funny you say that, because like I remember meeting with clients doing their financial plans like 15, 16 years ago. And, one of the questions that you ask normally is, hey, kind of tell me about your family. And they'll be like, oh, I have some family. So, we probably have an inheritance there. And like, we're way down the road, and it's, yeah, we probably think maybe there's an inheritance there, but they just keep on going. They just keep on living. So if we're going to go over the strategy, some simple basic things that you can do to accumulate this $1 million, I think first you need to mentally prepare yourself for, are you really committed to putting together a financial plan and accumulating wealth? I mean, that needs to be something that you have to decide, because until you come to that decision, I don't think anybody's going to take action. And our show, and the reason we do the Big Money, Big Daddy show, is we want to encourage people to take real action that will have real results. So I always find that the best way to do that is to actually think about, what kind of lifestyle would you want? If you're retiring today, what are the things that you're passionate about? The fun things, yeah, it could be, your typical stuff, golf or vacation, but what other things are you passionate about? What charities and organizations would you be able to involve more time? What would you do for your church? How much more would you do for your family? And envision those things, because you know what? That's what financial planning is about. At the end of the day, it's about creating this lifelong game plan that's going to give you more certainty, not less. Building a plan that's not based upon just pure luck or a gut feeling or gambling and speculating. That's what real planning is about. And that's what we're about at Wealth Design Group. And so if you don't have a plan, that's something that we would love to put together for you. Just give us a call. Let's chat. We can set up a webinar, a face-to-face meeting. We have offices in the Galleria, the Woodland, Sugarland, 713-826-0426. 713-826-0426. And to get messages on our upcoming events, text the keyword daddy to 72727. Next event, September 22nd at 6:30 in the evening at Perry's.
Big money, big daddy.